And with that, welcome into another episode of On the Sidelines, everybody. Glad you joined us. My name is Seth Hagan. Hunter Price beside me right here. And welcome. Hey, week 4 is completely in the books. And boy, what another great week. And we already have had a few heads flying, unfortunately, in college football. Les Miles ousted yesterday as head coach of LSU. Interim head coach now Ed Orgeron in his 3rd interim coach role, which is surprising. I mean, you don't think about that much.
Second interim coach role, 3rd head coaching job.
He did Ole Miss.
He got hired as the head coach at Ole Miss. He didn't do the interim.
No, he was the interim.
No, he was not the interim. He was
you sure
hired.
about that?
Yes, he was hired as the head coach at Ole Miss.
I know, but it was after they fired old buddy. They fired Houston Nutt, right? You sure about that? We need you to look that up. All right, but it was a great week though. Auburn escaped. Alabama just rolled all over Kent State. Almost ruined my parlay. It was close. It was close, but then like a field goal, and I thought they would let Kent State get 1 touchdown. I mean, you think maybe Saban, give his old school like 1 touchdown. No, blanking them. But hey, there's a whole bunch of scoring on that check that he just gave the Golden Flashes. So maybe that's what you get, and you don't get mercy on the football field. Elsewhere in the SEC, it was really an incredible thing to watch. Tennessee with an incredible comeback, scoring 38 unanswered after being down 21-0. Georgia got throttled by Ole Miss. Ole Miss proving that they were, in fact, the best 1 and 2 team in the country. And a couple of other games went down as well. But let's talk about the game of the night and the finish, certainly, of the evening. Auburn versus LSU. Auburn almost losing in the closing seconds. It was a game of field goals. Only 1 touchdown scored in the entire match. 8 field goals combined by the 2 teams. Daniel Carlson was named SEC Player of the Week, actually, for his 6 field goal performance, coming up just 1 field goal short of Al Del Greco's all-time record, single-game record for Auburn. And Hunter, break it down, man. You were there on the sidelines to watch the game. I was watching within the comfort of my home for the first time in a long time, probably best that happened because I was going crazy. It was just that kind of a game. It was a fantastic game. So what did you see? How do you feel about the Tigers going forward? The winning Tigers.
Watching the game, I saw a team that seemed to open up a little bit more and trust the offense a little bit more.
Yeah.
Malzahn passed over the play calling reins to Lashley, and it seemed like Lashley seemed to trust White and use those guys better and how they needed to be used. And
certainly moved him between the 20s very well. Mm-hmm. It was just the red zone.
Very, very balanced. Yeah. 18 rushing first downs to LSU's 14 rushing first downs, which is surprised they had 18. Auburn had 18 rushing first downs to LSU's 14 rushing first downs, but LSU rushed for 220 yards, and Auburn only rushed for 154 yards.
That's interesting. That lets you know that Auburn was in 3rd and shorter a whole bunch.
They weren't.
Whereas LSU, I mean, they were forced on a lot of times. Edling had to sit back in that pocket, and that's why he got drummed a few times. And I'm still not completely sure he should have returned to the field of play. I mean, he got rocked. Trey Williams got ousted. Appears according to the rule, in the rule book, which is the most important thing, folks. You got to understand it's not intent, it's not this, it's not that. It's what's in the rule, the verbatim definition of the rule. And the definition was Williams led with his helmet. Didn't matter if Etling ducked into his helmet. Doesn't matter. He got hit with his helmet, and therefore he had to go. And Williams, to that point, was having a great game, I will say. Mm-hmm. So even without their middle linebacker, who usually lines up the entire defense.
It's Deshaun Davis that lines up the defense.
Well, Trey is the middle linebacker.
57. They kind of play a hybrid. They both.
He filled in admirably either way.
They both played. Deshaun Davis is the main linebacker for Auburn there.
Is he the main guy now?
Deshaun Davis is the main guy.
Man, that's amazing. A guy who did not play barely a snap last year has just
didn't play a
admirably.
snap. He hasn't played in 3 years.
Yeah.
He didn't play his senior year of high school ball either because he was injured.
That's true. That's true. People forget that. He tore his ACL at Viger, I believe. And, I mean, that's probably what kept him from being a super stud linebacker coming in, with recruiting rankings and such. He was a 4-star guy, but people really believed that he would be much more than that. And he is fulfilling his promise, certainly. Auburn holding another opponent under 20. And that's 3 for the season, and an incredible bounce back from Texas A&M. Texas A&M was pretty depressing from an offensive standpoint. It still was depressing to not see touchdowns, but at least the offense moved. There was a balance between passing and rushing, and that is what I think will carry them into the season.
There's a balance passing and rushing. There's somewhat of a balance passing. There's not really a balance. They rushed the ball 49 times and threw the ball 26 times. And the fact of the matter is, I'm sorry, I've dug down into these stats. And I've really just dug into the stats here. Auburn needs to throw the ball more. They can throw the football. And they've been able to throw the football every game, as long as they throw the ball down the field. When Auburn attempts passes of 9+ yards on an attempt, they're completing like 70% of their passes. Shaun White's the best QB in the SEC at going down the field.
Wow. And it's ironic because Auburn will not go down the field to save their lives. They can't remember the last time.
2 best throwing games, LSU, Arkansas State. LSU, average per attempt 9 yards. Arkansas State, average per attempt 12 yards. Clemson, average per attempt 4.2 yards. Texas A&M, average attempt 4.4 yards.
All those little short dink-dunk passes don't get you anywhere.
When you just let Shaun White sit back and see the defense and see where he can go, he's going to put the ball where it needs to be. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's accurate.
Yeah, he is very – we've known this for a while. He is very accurate, and he gives the offensive dimension that they just will not have with any other quarterback on the roster.
I'm sorry.
I did want to see more of John Franklin, but I thought that Shaun performed admirably.
He leads the SEC. Let me pull this stat up. He leads the SEC in first down passing. Coming down here to first down passing. Shaun White, 69.2% on first downs.
Wow. I mean, anybody will take that percentage, everybody. Anybody will take that.
Yeah, him and Austin Allen are both tied at 69.2% on first downs. Now, here's the big one. Look at this. 3rd down, 10+ to go. Hold on.
Okay.
Shaun White, one, is just altogether first in the SEC, but on 3rd down and 10+ to go, he is completing 78.6% of his passes. 11 of 14.
Ooh. Okay. I knew it was good, but 78, that is great. 78 is great. You're talking great.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, how long has it been since Auburn had a guy to go to on 3rd and long?
On 3rd down and
who wasn't an elite runner?
On 3rd down and 7 to 9 yards to go, he is completing 60% of his passes. Not bad.
No, yeah, that's not bad.
All right.
Not bad.
3rd down and 4 to 6 yards to go. Shaun White, first in the SEC, completing 70% of his passes. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah. I mean, they definitely
3rd down, 1 and 3 to go.
Are a good passing team. I just don't know if they need to start throwing on first downs.
On 3rd down and 1 to 3 yards to go, he's actually still ranked as 2nd in the SEC, but this is where his percentage drops to 50%.
Okay.
Think about that. So when he pushes the ball down the field,
so what you're saying is, if you're truly playing to the strengths, and the proof is in the pudding here. If you're playing to your team's strengths, then Auburn should maybe consider throwing the ball.
Yeah,
40% of the time.
Pretty much when you look at it, on 3rd down, Shaun White's completing 67.6% of his passes.
It'll be a thing of beauty when these receivers really do start getting in sync.
On 2nd down, he's completing 62.5. So we've gone from 67 to 62.5. And on 1st down, he is completing 69.2. All right, with a
Take that on first down, man.
with a what's the attempt?
But here's the thing, though. On that first down, it's those short passes. You already know. On those first and seconds, it's almost like you can't really trust the completion percentage because, of course, you're gonna make that catch and make that throw. I mean, that's basic. If you don't do that, you can't do anything.
I mean, he's 18 of 26 on first down for 160 yards. I'm not necessarily saying they're short passes. He's completing 69.2% of them. I guess what I'm getting at, Auburn needs to throw the ball more on first down, run the ball on second down, and if you don't get it, throw the ball again on third down. You're going to get
You do have that option. At least you know that your quarterback is a gamer on third down. My whole problem is, can we continue to protect Sean if we drop him back this much? Because it just seems like the offensive line is better at run protection than pass protection.
No, the thing is they can pass protect. You just got to tweak the system.
Okay.
I don't know. If you notice, Auburn, just about everything is play action.
Right.
All right.
Yep, a lot of it.
He's already in shotgun. Just let him take it in the shotgun with just the 1-2 drop and let him sit ready. Instead of having to make him turn his back to the defense. That's where the pressure comes from, is when he's having to do all kinds of stuff outside of being able to already look at what the defense is doing.
Right, with all the handoffs and you're right.
When he goes,
a lot of those short routes go to the wayside.
When they go play action and he gets pressure, what happens? He gets sacked. When he sits in the pocket and gets pressure, what happens? He runs, gets yards.
Yeah. Okay.
You see the field.
Like it.
I mean, just looking at it, Auburn's got to be more of a throwing team than a running team this year, in my opinion. Okay. When you just look at the stats, it says it right there in front of you. This is what you got to do. And to get the highest completion percentage, you got to push the ball down the field because you're completing like 70% of your passes when you throw the ball 9+ yards.
Well, you've got a prime time team to do that against. Next, Auburn will play Louisiana Monroe at home. It'll be the last of their 5 straight games to start the season at home, and then they will finally go on the road. But Louisiana Monroe, a team that has really struggled against both running and passing teams, losing to Oklahoma 59-17. They're already a 34-point underdog to Auburn next week. All right, everybody, coming around the bend, SEC games. We're going to go through all of them. It was great action. Tennessee comeback. The Texas A&M walloping of Arkansas in the fourth quarter. So you don't want to go anywhere. More around the corner on the sidelines next.
Head to Carl Cannon. Their dream team makes it real easy to do business.
Here at Carl Cannon Chevrolet, we offer a wide variety of vehicles. Trucks is one of our main things that we have here. We offer them that can be dinghy-towed, flat-towed, and we also have vehicles that can tow between 3,500 pounds all the way to 17,500 pounds. So if you need a vehicle that can just take you to church on Sundays or pull the load on Mondays, we've got them all right here for you, Carl Cannon. Been here for 50 years. Come see us in Jasper.
Other dealers can't? Cannon can.
Carl Cannon, Chevy Buick GMC Cadillac in Jasper.
Every day, students at Bevel State Community College tell their own stories. They tell them through the accomplishments they achieve, the choices they make for career success, and through recommendations they share with friends. With 5 locations serving 7 counties and tuition lower than 4-year colleges, now is the time to start writing your own success story. Your story starts at Bevel State.
From Mobile to Florence, from Auburn to Tuscaloosa, for all your commercial or private paving needs, is Alabama's premier surfacing company. 20 years experience has the equipment and personnel to handle any job anywhere in the state of Alabama. Call 205-648-3117.
Hey everybody, welcome back to On the Sidelines with Hagan and Hunter. Seth Hagan with you, Hunter Price to my left. Let's start with the obvious. Alabama cleaned up Kent State 48-0. However, did have some key injuries in that game. Starting running back Damian Harris went out of the field, could not walk off under his own power, and was in fact carted back to the locker room Nothing has come out about that so far, but that's definitely going to hurt. And the Tide are having to look to true freshmen to make things work. Bo Scarborough has really turned into more of a situational back, if you will, a red zone, short yardage type of guy. And he's just not the guy who's going to get it done, 35 carries, despite his hulking size. I mean, this guy is a freak. But unfortunately, he ain't got the hips. Right, Hunter?
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at the,
He ain't got them hips.
I was looking up the injury report.
Right. Tell us what you found.
I'm still looking for it.
Okay, all right, well, it was a blowout, easy blowout. Louisville also blew out Marshall, knew that would happen. Marshall ended up scoring just 21 in the fourth quarter to make it look reasonable, but the reality was that Louisville had 50. They were up 52-7 at the end of 3, and so that was done fairly quickly. Michigan, a game that a lot of people thought would be closer. Penn State, Michigan. Penn State hung with them last year. Was not to be this year. Michigan absolutely ran roughshod all over the Nittany Lions, 49-10. It was nasty. It was a very nasty game. Michigan up 28-0 at the half, and it was never a game. Honestly, it was just like Georgia, Ole Miss, just a blowout from the beginning, and they piled up 326 rushing yards on Penn State. That's certainly something that they were not used to after having a top 20 defense last year, and then their defensive coordinator moving on, of course, to Tennessee. Bob Shoop is his name.
Bob Shoop.
And rounding out the top 5, Clemson dismantled Georgia Tech completely. I think they hadn't won at Georgia Tech in like 10 years. So they got that monkey off their back, and then just absolutely dominated Georgia Tech, 26-7. Tech didn't score that touchdown until the fourth quarter. I mean, it was a really incredible, dominating defensive performance, and that sets up the Louisville-Clemson clash, which is undoubtedly the best game of the week. I'm kind of mad that we don't have a Clemson and Louisville hover helmet to share with you guys, because that is undoubtedly the game of the week next week, and man, it's going to be awesome because Louisville's defense is underrated, Clemson's defense is underrated, and we're going to see some high-flying stuff, but I don't know if we're going to see the high-scoring game that everyone thinks will happen. Both of these defenses coming into this one, not getting a lot of hype, and sometimes in a big matchup where you guys are obviously feeling Heisman pressure. Deshaun Watson has to get it going now. His Heisman moment has to be this game because he's been very underwhelming up until now. Did you find out anything else on that injury thing?
I have not been able to find
I haven't seen anything.
I have not been able to
They're being very quiet about it.
I have not, but that's Alabama. They're always going to be quiet about it.
That's true. That's true.
Which is smart. Why tell your opponent anything? It doesn't matter if it's Kentucky, Kent State,
right?
Homewood High School, which is pretty much what they've been playing in these games.
Right.
Kentucky's about to go to Tuscaloosa and eat dirt. Just to be honest.
They would.
They
would lick their shoes.
How as a team, you do get up for it, and you have to, as a team, as a coach, believe you can win. Every game I coach, I go into, I don't care if I'm taking my 8th grade middle school team at Thompson High School to go play the Kentucky Wildcats. I'm going to figure out a game plan that I'm happy with to think that I can win the game.
Okay. I've just found out something about after practice today, Nick Saban said, Robert Foster and Ardarius Stewart and Damian Harris were not present for the media viewing period whatsoever. So he said they're all day-to-day. Harris has a sprained ankle, which was very strange because I swear the replay that I saw of his injury, his knee went sideways. So he sprained something.
Was it a high ankle sprain or a low ankle sprain?
It doesn't say.
It does not say, because if it's a low ankle sprain, that's something he's going to come back from pretty quick. High ankle sprain, he might deal with that the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's a lingering issue.
No, it's interesting. Alabama didn't have a running back go over 100 yards this game.
And wow. How about that?
Joshua Jacobs, 11 attempts for 99 yards. He would have, but he had that loss of 2.
Yeah. True enough.
So he had a net. Actually, no, he gained 99. He had a loss of 2, so he net 97 yards.
So it was one of those things.
Yep.
No, I mean, it didn't matter. I mean, 48 to nothing.
I mean, well, yeah, but I mean, you can always take something away from the game. I didn't get to watch the game. What you did? What did you see in the game? What did you take away?
Just that Kent State is awful, honestly. I mean, there was nothing special. Once Damian Harris got hurt, it was like we're just going to go completely vanilla and we're going to let our quarterback do whatever he wants to do, and that's basically what happened. Let's see here. I want to say Hurts, he had 54 rushing yards, 164 passing yards.
Yeah, I got
Barnett got in there for a little bit, but he was largely ineffective. I can't believe how all of Alabama's backup quarterbacks have fallen to the wayside. None of these guys are even halfway decent. And I don't know if Alabama's defense in the offseason has been like destroying their confidence. I don't know what's going on with that, but this Hurts kid is their only hope. And
Well, it doesn't
I just
matter.
don't know.
'Cause
I feel like he's
the
going to
real
get him
deal.
beat. I feel like he's going to get him beat eventually, especially seeing those turnovers against Ole Miss.
You think so?
Yeah, because there's going to be teams where, sorry, Alabama's not going to get a defensive touchdown. They're not going to get a pick six. They're not going to get a fumble recovery for a touchdown. That doesn't happen every game. You can't count on that kind of stuff. You have to have production because that's what you can really hang your hat on at the end of the day.
There is going to come a game where they don't.
Like if Damian Harris isn't back, in a couple of weeks, Alabama's got to play Arkansas in 2 weeks at Arkansas, and you don't have a running back in a game where you know it's going to be a churn up the clock, run the ball, 3 yards in the cloud of dust. If you don't have a running back in that game, Arkansas has the boys to come after Hurts. And if they catch him, they might break him. I'm dead serious. It's like that. So and then right after that you have Tennessee. Damian Harris, like you said, if it's a high ankle sprain, that could linger. And outside of him, they do not have a playmaker that hasn't played anyone outside of Kent State.
Well, what did you see in Joshua Jacobs?
I mean, it was good, but you're playing Kent State. I can't evaluate a guy playing against, third-tier athletes. I mean, these guys they're no good. If they were good, they would have scored a single touchdown.
I wouldn't say they're no good. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Antonio Gates came from Kent State.
Well, overall, I'm sure Kent State has put some people in the NFL. Troy has put a lot of people in the NFL.
Alcorn State. Who played at Alcorn State?
In North Dakota State
who
has
played-
the best,
who played
has
at
one of the
Alcorn
best
State?
quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
All right, then, shut your mouth.
I'm just saying, though.
Shut your mouth.
That's a small sample size. It's very small. You can't go off that.
Small sample
Kent
size.
State, on the other hand, lost to NC A&T. North Carolina A&T. If you have an A&T in your
Who
name.
lost to A&T?
Kent State. They lost to NC A&T.
Can you hear me now?
I ain't hearing nothing from Alabama on that.
Don't say they ain't got players though, because that's just a load of crap.
We know that they've got players,
No, dude,
but
there's
are
dogs.
but difference-making players is my.
They don't have as many because of depth, of course, but there's dogs that can reach it at any level. There's Division III guys that make it to the league. You can't say there's no players.
I just don't know if their quarterback and their offensive line has what it takes. But it looks like we've got a call. So let's turn them up.
All right, find it out. We got Randy Miller on the phone.
Cool. All right.
Caller, go ahead.
Caller, go ahead. Yeah, you're live.
Hey.
Hey.
I wanted to make some comments about the Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know.
Penn State. That was a great game this week. I mean, couldn't be surprised. I think they probably would have been really upset if they actually would have had somebody score on them. So it's kind of good that they held them at the goal line.
Yeah, I was looking forward to another Saban tongue lashing. Never happened.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But anyways, I said I heard you talking about Arkansas, and also wanted to pinpoint that they also struggle with hurry up offense. So
Yep.
that's what really hurt them during what was that bowl game, Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah.
So
You talking about her Alabama or Arkansas?
yeah, Alabama.
Well, Arkansas is not really much of a hurry up offense though.
Yeah, that will help them As far as it's going to be a super low-scoring game. That's all I can tell you. And in a low-scoring game where anything can change the outcome of the game, and Auburn and and Alabama doesn't have a go-to running back that's 100%. That makes me a little iffy because we all know that Arkansas has been getting closer and closer to beating Alabama. I mean, they were up 7-3 in the third quarter in Tuscaloosa last year. So I think it's a game where they still have to bring their A game. They cannot let off the pedal against Arkansas because that's going to be tough.
I agree.
I don't think they're going to let off. I think they're going to bring their A game against Arkansas. I actually think Alabama probably wins that game.
They're a road team. They're a road team. They focus a little bit better.
I just don't know what they're going to do at running back. I mean, what if Damien has to sit out a while? What are they going to do?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you've already said that Bo Scarborough isn't the guy, and beyond that is freshman.
I mean,
Yep.
I just don't know anything about – I mean, I'm sorry, but Alabama's ranked number 1. They've dominated everybody they play. But I just don't know anything about this team.
Yeah, we've still got to figure it out, and Kentucky's not going to tell us anything either.
They've dominated.
Unfortunately,
they've dominated everybody they played.
Absolutely
But who have they played?
No, I mean they
Nobody.
haven't. They haven't.
Nobody. USC's not what we thought they were.
Do you think they will play somebody?
Well,
I mean they have no choice. Yeah, they got to play Arkansas after Kentucky, and then they got to play Tennessee after Arkansas. So.
But what happens when those games are over?
I said it before the season. I think Alabama's going to get beat by either Tennessee or Arkansas. I expect them to lose one of those games.
Also wanted to make a comment about the Auburn game and also how what happens when they're – because I hear people saying something about this 10 seconds.
Oh, the 10-second
All
runoff?
right, so the 10-second runoff, what happened is – so at the end they had that one play, all right?
Right.
If the offense has a penalty before the ball is snapped, a dead ball penalty, and there's a 10-second runoff under 2 minutes. So LSU, which the receiver wasn't set, there should have been a flag thrown.
Yeah, there were two.
There would have been a 10-second runoff and the game would have ended.
Yeah, I figured I didn't know if that was a clock reset or what that would have been, but just unbelievable play. I'm going to let y'all go, but I also wanted to say I'm enjoying the show. Huge supporter, love the show. And guys, I'm heartbroken today. Lost a legend. Just wanted to pay my respects. Tell y'all, rest in peace, Arnie.
Yeah. Arnold Palmer. That's right. He did pass, and it was a strange weekend with Arnold passing, and then you finding out about Jose Fernandez.
Marlins pitcher, Jose.
Yeah, Jose Fernandez. That one, Arnold Palmer really struck me because I've never been a golf fan, like a big golf fan, but two guys that I've always followed and always loved were Payne Stewart and Arnold Palmer.
Right.
Exactly, man.
And those two are they've always been at the top of the golf game for me. Payne Stewart and Arnold Palmer.
And now they've both been taken from us. Somebody's got to step up and become that next, great ambassador of the game in golf. I mean, we still got Nicholas.
Isn't it kind of ironic that Roy McIlroy came back the way he did?
Yeah, in the FedEx Cup.
Passion.
That was awesome.
Is that weird? And Arnold Palmer was always somebody that talked highly of him.
What did he do? I missed that.
He came back in the FedEx
Roy
Cup.
McIlroy on the 16th hole, eagled out, hold out from 138 yards for eagle, which put him one shot behind the leader, and then that happened, made birdie on 18, which then put him in the playoff with I believe it was Patrick Reed.
Yeah, and there was a 4-hole playoff.
It was one of those guys. I'm kind of fuzzy on that one, but made it to four playoff rounds. That was the longest this season in playoffs.
Wow.
And high fashion, and then we find out about this 2 hours later. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's
tough weekend.
Real quick before we let you go, Rory's kind of fallen off the map. I guess it sounds like he kind of came back this weekend. What about Jordan Spieth? What's his problem?
Jordan Spieth, you got to know the thing about golf is it comes highs and lows. You can be an amazing golfer one week, Or actually, you can be like Jason Day. Look at how bad he was dominating at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, true. Jason Day, and now he's hurt.
Well, he got hurt, so, but you also need to know, though, towards the middle of the season, right before the FedEx Cup, he fell off. And that's why a lot of these guys didn't do the Olympics. And I pay high respects to, Ricky Fowler and those guys for doing that, because I think that brought out a, better athlete in them.
Yeah.
Hear that. All right, cool. Well, hey, thanks for the call, man. Really appreciate you calling in.
Thank y'all. Watch every Monday. Love
Thanks.
the show.
Continue.
Man.
Have a good one.
Thank y'all. Bye-bye.
Later, man. All right, cool. Well, you can call just like that guy did, 1-888-242-8517. Get your opinions in, whatever you want to talk about. Baseball, football, hockey, golf, we're all about it. We're getting going. I was really excited to see the NBA is about to start back, and of course college basketball will be there as well. So, I mean, it's about to be the most wonderful time of the year.
College basketball is about to be here.
Oh, it's going to be.
Carl Malone was in Auburn this weekend.
Yeah. Along with, it was like a Lakers game.
Speaking.
Mark Cuban was there.
Mark Cuban, Bill Simmons.
We were just missing Leonardo DiCaprio.
Carl Malone.
Yeah.
Talking to the Auburn team and decked out in LSU gear while doing it. We're going to talk about
only the mailman.
We're going to talk about.
You allowed the.
We're
going
to talk about this when we come back from break.
Yes.
But is this not the weirdest Auburn LSU game I've ever seen? And if so,
it's up there.
What is and what burns down next when LSU comes to town? We'll be back in a minute.
All right.
Head to Carl Cannon. Their dream team makes it real easy to do business.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Carl Cannon, Buick Cadillac GMC Chevrolet. My name is Joshua Salter, and would love to take this opportunity to show you the new 2016 Cadillac SRX. We've got some great promotions going on right now. Would love to help you get into a new car today. If you have any questions, please give us a call at 384-5561 or on my cell at 205-300-8364. Stop out and see us.
Other dealers can't? Cannon can.
Carl Cannon, Chevy Buick GMC Cadillac in Jasper.
Every day, students at Bevel State Community College tell their own stories. They tell them through the accomplishments they achieve, the choices they make for career success, and through recommendations they share with friends. With 5 locations serving 7 counties and tuition lower than 4-year colleges, now is the time to start writing your own success story. Your story starts at Bevel State.
Ready to Work Trucks in Summerton is just that. The place to go from anywhere in the country to find good used trucks for any need. Brian and Robert Harlan and their staff will assist you with financing and delivery. Brian is a 3-time National Truck Salesman of the Year and a 5-time Kenworth Walk-Around Champion with 30 years experience. Ready to Work Trucks, more than just a slogan, a business guarantee.
When you buy a truck from Ready to Work Trucks, everything works. All lights, all gauges, all switches, brakes are good. You can go anywhere in the country or on the internet and you can buy you a used truck and it's ready for you to go home and work on it. Or you can come to Ready to Work Trucks, where everything on our trucks work. And the horn blows, the brakes work, the tires are good, the kingpins are good. Hey, come visit us on Old 78 Highway in Summerton, Alabama, small town, big business. Come see us. We'll see that Ready to Work Trucks is more than our slogan, it's our business guarantee.
Hey everybody, welcome back to On the Sidelines. Seth Hagen with you, Hunter Price with me, and with you as well. Glad you guys joined us. Presidential debate starting a half hour, but hey, stick with us if you don't want to be depressed about your future. I'm just kidding, of course. But hey, let's continue on with our college football slate. Make sure you guys call the phone lines right below there. 888-242-8517 is the number to call to get in here. Talk about sports. If you missed Feinbaum, you can get a chance to call in here. We'll gladly take your call and your rant. Georgia Ole Miss.
Oh, we'll rant with you.
Oh yeah. Oh, we'll rant with you.
I've had a rough day.
We will rant together
I've had someone rear
and
it.
cleanse this from our bodies.
The back end of my Toyota Tacoma got smashed in today
Yeah,
around
did.
3 o'clock.
Oh.
I've had a rough day. I will rant with anybody that wants to call in and rant.
I should have sent the
We'll
pictures
go
to
with it.
Richard. I should have sent the pictures to Richard. We could have showed him, and then you could get sympathy phone calls.
I don't care who it is or what they say. I'll take any call, and we'll go at it.
Let's do it. All right. Well, Georgia Ole Miss, they didn't go at it very well. Ole Miss was up 31-0 at the half. They were up 45-7 after 3, and it wasn't much of a contest after that. But they did cover the over for your boy.
Good for
Ole
you.
Miss. That was a pretty impressive performance, and I mean, at the same time, they ran the ball pretty effectively against Georgia, which surprised me a lot. Georgia is looking more and more like they may continue to fall apart, especially if Nick Chubb and Sony Michel continue to get nicked up the way they are getting nicked up. Just a sad state of affairs there. But Jacob Eason, just 137 through the air, one interception. The only touchdowns for Georgia ended up being the backup, Brian Harry, and a freshman running back for Georgia, 6'2", 210. But the story of the game, Chad Kelly, 282 yards, 2 touchdowns, another 53 on the ground, again leading Ole Miss in rushing with 53 yards and a touchdown. But that's not where it ended. Ole Miss actually racked up 180 yards rushing as well to go with the 330 passing, and just a really great game for Ole Miss. It was never close, and I got to think that Ole Miss is going to jump right back in these rankings and maybe not have a shot at, maybe not the playoffs anymore, but it just depends on who wins and who loses. They could jump back in this thing if there's a couple. I mean, they just have one SEC loss like so many teams do already. Alabama's really the only team in the West without a significant loss already.
I mean, we're freaking out. It's only 4 games.
Yeah.
Every team, I mean, Arkansas, A&M, Auburn, even LSU, Ole Miss, and Alabama, all still control their own destiny for the West.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to be decided, and October will do a lot to figure that out.
Yeah, a lot will be decided. Nothing really will be learned this week. Had a big week last week, and then there's not much this week at all. You got Tennessee, Georgia, and that is it. I think Tennessee wins. I said it at the beginning of the year, Georgia's not as good as people thought they were. Again, I was smart like Kirby. Look at the puns.
poor Georgia. Chad Kelly ended up spreading around really well, y'all. 6 different receivers with 2 or more receptions.
Georgia's not good this year.
No.
And why
on
people
either
thought Kirby
side.
This is what blows me is that people think that just because he coached at Alabama, he's going to come in and take over Georgia and win right away. I just want to slap them people over the head.
Yeah, I mean, it's and especially when you've seen how Saban assistants have performed outside of Saban. Not so good. Not so good. I mean, Will Muschamp's head coaching career has been iffy at best. Kirby hasn't started out very well.
Well, that's because
the jury's still out on him.
That's because all his coaches.
But Derek Dooley, that was awful. He put Tennessee in their worst position in decades.
That's because all these coaches are defensive coaches.
Yeah.
And what they don't realize is that Saban is hands-on with the offense, and he has a philosophy, but he lets his coordinators coordinate and do their job.
Right.
All right? Kirby, Will, they're too hands-on with the offense. There's too much say involved. Instead of saying, this is the philosophy I want, I'm going to go hire me a guy that can run it and let them do it. That's what Saban does. Saban lets Kiffin run his offense. Now, he'll get mad at Kiffin. Yeah. He'll chew Kiffin out. But he lets Kiffin do what Kiffin wants. For the most part.
He does. He's not a meddler, as they say. He's not a guy that goes in there and tries to change things.
Muschamp's like, let's take football back to the Stone Age. Like
him and Les Miles.
Here.
You see what that got him.
Have a leather helmet.
Muschamp is old school.
I think that's the big issue with some of these Saban assistants is their defensive guys, and maybe Saban doesn't share all his secrets like we think with his staff. So we just assume
I
they.
bet he
we just
doesn't. But I mean, at this point, Kirby's been with Saban longer than anyone.
Yeah.
If he hasn't figured out the secrets, then no one's going to figure out the
Well,
secrets.
no, I don't think. I think Kirby's going to be a good head coach, just not right away.
Where do you think Kiffin ends up going? I really feel like he's going to get a call from LSU.
No, he's not.
As bad as their offense is.
He's not going to LSU, and he's not a head coach. I don't think he's head coach material at all. I think a head coach is too big for his britches. All right?
He just can't handle all of it. But someone's going to give him a chance, dude. You know it.
Well, guess what? That person that gives them a chance is an idiot. All right? I'm just going to go tell you right now, you hire Lane Kiffin as a head coach, you're an idiot. All right? He doesn't need to. He's a great offensive coordinator. He's not a good head coach. Head coach, guess what? You can't keep his wife. You can't keep a team. All right? You got to have someone to put a leash on Lane Kiffin.
He may, but he could figure things out like Petrino has.
No.
Petrino used to just be a good offensive coordinator. But now he is a great head coach.
There's more to being a head coach, though.
I know, but he's still young. That's what I'm saying. He can figure it out like Petrino has.
He's 40. He's a man.
He's not 40.
Yes, he is.
Okay, well,
he's
right
Twitter,
at 40.
On his Twitter bio, it says 32, but he's 40 years old.
None of these coaches who are great right now were good when they were 40. None of them.
No, I'm telling you, Kiffin he's not a head coach.
All right. Well, let's talk about
He's
Florida,
a great
Tennessee.
offensive coordinator, but he needs someone to keep a leash on him.
Okay.
He can't control it all himself. When he's lying about his age on Twitter, I mean, give me a break, dude. I mean, on Tinder. You're not 32.
He was on Tinder?
He's on Tinder
as
the Alabama
so
offensive coordinator. No.
Oh, it's so sad. Go to a bar, you numbskull.
Lied about
Come on, you caveman. What are you doing?
And lied about his age on Twitter. On Twitter and Tinder, it says he's 32 years old.
That's embarrassing.
You ain't 5 years older than me, Kiffin. Just to be honest.
You're not Rhett Lashley's age, Kiffin. Like, come on, man. Stop.
No, you can't be a head coach when you act like that.
All right. Well, the comeback of the evening was undoubtedly Tennessee versus Florida. They were down 21 to nothing in the second quarter, 21-3 at the half, and Tennessee mounts a 38-point comeback to take the lead and take it forever. Tennessee wins by a score of 38-28. Josh Dobbs answering the call after his 2-interception performance in the first half, 4 touchdowns in the second. Jalen Hurd and Josh Dobbs both going over 80 yards rushing. And they make the comeback. They break the streak. Auburn's streak is over. Tennessee's streak is over. You might have known that Georgia had a 10-game winning streak against Ole Miss. That streak was also snapped. So just not a good streak. Not a good day for streaks.
What Auburn streak was over?
Their home losing streak.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean that was a massive losing streak. So I mean that was. And can you imagine if the energy that would have been sucked out of that stadium? If Auburn had really lost, I mean, it was already sucked out of the stadium, and then it was re-energized. I mean, it was on life alert there for a little bit in Jordan there, but
I've got some interesting. I really did a lot of stat digging, and I found another interesting stat about Auburn's defense, and a little theory that I have about fans when it comes to defense that we'll talk about at the break.
Mm-hmm. Juwan Jennings also first 100-yard performance of his career. Ended up going for big yards, 111 against Florida. But we'll get to the rest of it in the fourth quarter, so everybody stick around and make sure you hit that number, 888-242-8517 to get you here in the studio. Stick around.
Head to Carl Cannon. Their dream team makes it real easy to do business.
How you doing today, folks? I'm Jim Fincher with Carl Cannon, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac. Listen, we have new, we have pre-owned, and we have certified pre-owned. So if you're looking for a good quality car at affordable pricing, come on down to Carl Cannon at 299 Carl Cannon Boulevard in Jasper, Alabama. Or just give us a quick call at 205-384-5561. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Other dealers can't? Cannon can.
Carl Cannon, Chevy Buick GMC Cadillac in Jasper.
Every day, students at Bevel State Community College tell their own stories. They tell them through the accomplishments they achieve, the choices they make for career success, and through recommendations they share with friends. With 5 locations serving 7 counties and tuition lower than other colleges, now is the time to start writing your own success story. Your story starts at Bevel State.
Head to Carl Cannon. Their dream team makes it real easy to do business.
Hi, my name is Christy Glenn Hotch, and I'm here at Carl Cannon Chevrolet. I've been here for about 3 years, and I'm in a 2016 Sierra Denali. My dad, Bobby Glenn, was here at Carl Cannon for about 52 years. Please come and let me take care of you just like he took care of his customers. Thank you.
Other dealers can't, Cannon can.
Carl Cannon, Chevy Buick GMC Cadillac in Jasper.
Hey, everybody. All right. We actually have a phone.
Hey, Wes.
We have someone on the phone. In the commercial break, somebody called up. We got Wes in Birmingham. Wes just informed us that he was going to watch some presidential debates, but we're glad he's here with us.
I'm going to watch my fantasy team win again.
If you want to call the phone, it's just like Wes did, 888-242-8517. Wes, what you got, man?
Yeah, getting ready for this debate. Now I'm bringing my broom because it's going to be a mess.
Bring a bib, like a lobster bib.
I wanted to call in and give a shout to my boy Hunter here for a little bit. We all know what happened at Toomer's Corner this weekend with the tree, and I guess they wound up catching that guy.
Yeah, they caught it. It was a drunk German guy.
Yeah, we put out a mug shot on the OTS fan page, so make sure you take a gander at that because he looks like he has a lot going for him.
An Auburn co-ed.
He was an Auburn fan?
No.
Yeah, he got chased down by like a pack of girls.
He got chased down by a pack of Auburn girls.
Oh, that's awesome.
Messing with them women in Auburn, man. We got like 4 national titles this past year.
He was a guy that was drunk and arrested for public intoxication and was in jail when they looked at the video footage and realized it was him that set the tree on fire.
Oh, I got you.
And he lives in or around Auburn, but has no affiliation to the city or school. He is German and from Germany.
Well, my point in calling was originally, and I follow Hunter on Facebook and stuff. Originally, when I saw the post, the trees burning, I texted Hunter an LOL. Laughed about it. And you know what? I felt bad about that yesterday because that was a classic move. He shouldn't have burned the trees down. And I think as punishment, they should make him the head groundskeeper at Auburn and just not pay him.
Like a permanent probation. I like it.
Like a permanent probation? I think it's
do that, or make him be the guy that has to go and shop for Hillary's pantsuit.
Do what?
Make him Hillary's pantsuit shopper.
That is the 7th circle of hell. All right.
I appreciate you calling and saying that. I know we got a little heated over the phone and text, and I can't.
First time that's happened.
That's not the first time, and it's not the last time. I just wish. Never mind. Not gonna say anything. Just know that I chose to stop replying, and no, I'll show Seth the text message because I saved it.
You were about to say something you were gonna regret.
No, I wrote a whole story out and said, you know what? I really don't need to send this. And I saved it and deleted the text.
I really want you to read that text now, like right here, live on the air.
No.
All right. Well, hey, Wes, what games were you? Wes, what games were you watching this weekend?
I guess A&M and Arkansas was the one I was most interested in.
Yeah, and I was about to bring that one up. What'd you think?
Well, I really impressed with A&M. I think Arkansas may have not had their best game. I still think Arkansas is a good team. I just think that they didn't really get to establish the running game like they normally do, and A&M capitalized. I mean, I think A&M has the potential to be the one team in the way of Alabama in the West Crown this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a heck of a matchup in November.
What were those stats on the A&M game? I'm trying to pull them up right now.
I got you. Travis Knight went for 225 through the air, $157 on the ground.
What did Arkansas do throwing is what I want to know.
Oh, they threw it up there 42 times. Like, they are passing more than they are running right now. That really tells you something.
No, Austin Allen is up there with Sean White as the two best completion percentages in the SEC.
It shows you how much they're missing. What was the back that they had last year, Hunter, number 3?
Alex Collins.
Yeah, you had Alex Collins, and he was only running the most because Jonathan Williams had got hurt before the season, and he got drafted in the NFL.
Why does it keep taking me to the Vanderbilt page? I don't care anything about Vanderbilt. I want to look at the Arkansas stats.
Austin Allen, 28 of 42, 371, just a couple of touchdowns. They were moving the ball, and I remember a key part throughout the game. And Richard, if you got the Arkansas highlights, throw those on there because there was a critical stop where Arkansas was, I believe it was either a one-score game or it was tied. And they went for it inside of Texas A&M's 10, and A&M just swallowed them up. And it was not much of a game
that happened
after
last year when Arkansas was in Tuscaloosa.
Really?
They tried to go for it and stopped. And Arkansas.
That's right, because they got cute. That's right.
I'm telling you right now, though, Arkansas is not going to beat Alabama if they try and throw the ball 42 times.
Oh, no. If Travis Knight is running roughshod around you, I would love to see what Jalen Hurts is going to do because he's going to hurt him.
I was introduced to Knight in New Orleans when he was a freshman, and he tore Bama up in the Sugar Bowl.
Yep.
When he was with Oklahoma. That was well before he transferred to A&M, so I know full well how good the Knight kid is. He can.
I mean, he's all right though. He's only completing 55% of his passes.
He's just got he's got that defense backing him. He's getting a lot of chances to get plays.
That's just it. He has the defense backing him, and A&M is leading the SEC in rushing this year. That's what's making this so difficult. As you got Noel Mazzoni, used to be at Auburn, running offensive coordinator, has figured out the exact offense for this guy, and it's a nice mixture of run-pass for Trevor Knight, but for the offense as well. It used to just be all pass. It used to just be drop back and throw the football. Yeah. Now they're leading the SEC in running. Trevor Knight's leading the SEC probably in rushing as a quarterback. Him or Dobbs.
He's close. He's almost at 400 yards for the year.
But if you shut the running game down for Arkansas, for A&M, you're gonna beat A&M because Knight's not the type of guy that's going to be able to sit back and throw the ball 40 or 50 times a game and pick you apart.
Unless you're Auburn. Travion Williams, the guy who busted the big run against Auburn a couple of weeks ago, he had an equally fantastic game, and he is he's a true freshman, almost 400 yards on just 40 attempts, and that could be their key right there because they've always had great running backs. They were always lacking a running back at A&M. If this kid can come in and provide good stuff for them for 3 years, maybe they won't need to lean on that pass attack as much because here's the thing. Their wide receiver core is going to get ravaged in the offseason. And Trevor Knight's going to be gone, obviously. And now that your 5-star QBs are gone from A&M, who do you bring in next year?
They always have a guy.
You're right, because Kevin Sumlin, he always has a guy.
Wes, before we let you go, what's the score of the game this weekend?
Say what?
So before we let you go, what's the score of the game this weekend?
Oh, man. Well, you want Auburn and Alabama or just Bama?
No, I don't care.
Give us Bama because the Auburn one doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I'm going to say Bama wins by 3 touchdowns over the Wildcats.
What's the score?
I would say much more than that.
35 to
only 14.
35-14.
Wow.
That sounds pretty.
You're giving them a lot of credit, are you? Yeesh.
Well, I mean, man, you never know which Kentucky you're going to get.
Yeah, you're right. They won't care. You mentioned that on the ride up. They're not going to care at all. They're playing
they have
with house money.
They have nothing to lose here being the homecoming team to Alabama.
Yep.
I mean,
This is true. I mean, they've got talent, but I don't know.
and they have a good.
This is their bowl game. They're not making a bowl game.
Like, you know, and they're coming off a huge win at South Carolina.
Another prediction: Mark Stoops will not make it out of this year as the head coach.
See, I think Mark Stoops will be back at Kentucky.
It was a
next year.
huge win against South Carolina. If he had lost to South Carolina, you're right, he would be gone.
I know last week I was thinking maybe he wasn't. I was kind of starting to think that maybe Bob Stoops and Mark Stoops are going to end up together in Auburn again.
Hey, Wes Miles can tell you a second can be a difference in having a job and not having a job.
It can, and, you know, having 11 guys set on the offensive line can be a difference too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or just kicking a field goal at halftime, that can be the difference. Just throwing that out there, Gus. Maybe quit going for it on fourth down every time you get a chance to. Kick a field goal.
Yeah, you got a pretty good kicker that you believe is the best kicker.
If we go 6 for 6, why can't we go 7 for 7? You know, why can't?
Yeah, just at the half.
But,
all right.
Wes, we'll let you go. We got another call coming in.
All right, guys. Thanks.
All right.
See ya.
All right.
Hello, caller.
You're on live.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Who are we speaking to?
Magnolia. This is Magnolia Bob, and that boy West, he don't know nothing. That boy West don't know nothing, man.
Magnolia Bob.
Nothing.
Magnolia Bob, you're a troublemaker right off the bat, man. So who's your team?
Right on, that's all, man. That's all. That West don't know nothing.
Who do you root for, Bob?
Roll Tide, baby.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah. Okay. So I guess you're referring to the Alabama-Kentucky score he predicted. What do you think it's going to be?
Oh yeah. That's the one. But you know that eagle, that war eagle, they special too. Not a hater.
No.
No one said you were a hater.
No one would suggest that.
No one said you were a hater, Bob.
Okay. But that boy West, he crazy.
He crazy.
All right. What's the Alabama-Kentucky score then, in your opinion?
52-0.
52.
52-0.
I think it's going to be a whole lot closer to 52-0 than it is 35-14. You better believe that. Oh yeah.
You think so?
Kentucky is garbage. Hot, stinking garbage. He stinks more than the pile of maggots I found in my garbage can this morning.
Oh, I smell bad. I ain't going that. I mean, hey, but I gotta go. Jeopardy's on. I gotta go.
All right. Thanks for calling, Bob.
See you later.
52-0, maybe 3. But
hey, call back next week. We're gonna find out.
Okay. Bye now.
All right, Bob.
Be good at it.
Will do.
Magnolia Bob, everybody, a new caller to the show. I like people who like put stuff on their names.
I like that.
I like it, man.
I like it.
It's like like old school, like you're living in the West. I'm Magnolia Bob.
Too much.
Okay, fine.
Bring it back.
All right, let's take a quick look at next week's matchups because we are running out of time. Let's see here, week 5.
Running out of time. We don't have time. Alabama beats Kentucky. Auburn beats the University of Louisiana Monroe. Texas A&M at South Carolina. Texas A&M. Ooh, God, I kind of like South Carolina. Taking Texas A&M.
Yes.
Memphis at Ole Miss. Ooh, Ole Miss. Tennessee at Georgia.
Connecticut at Houston on a Thursday night.
Houston's going to kill them.
Oh, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
I think something crazy could happen.
UConn?
Yeah.
I mean,
UConn can mess with some people. I'm telling you.
Not this team.
Stanford, Washington on Friday night. Who wins that one?
Washington.
Yeah, I believe so too. Stanford did not look good against UCLA. Florida at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, I think they've picked up some momentum and at home against a Florida Gators team that is on a big emotional letdown. I'm calling Vanderbilt this weekend.
Florida. Folks, thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of the week. We'll talk to you Monday. Use the game. Don't let the game use you.
Later, everybody. All right. We'll roll with it.